What's going on? Back plugged in again with your boy the Prophet. Hey yo man, so I told you guys we have part 2 coming, and today we're gonna be looking at the best auto characters in Bleach Brave Souls according to attribute and their category, right? So we're going to be ranking the attributes of who has the best autoers on top of categorizing the autoers and those attributes that make them, that make up the cream of the crop autoers in that category, right? So yeah, yesterday we did SP characters. Today we're going to do auto, and then we'll go ahead and bring it back tomorrow, and I'll pretty much finalize both lists on top of that, and then we'll just talk about everything as a whole, just go over some of the best characters in the game. But yeah, without further ado, man, we about to get it popping. I hope you guys do the content. Let's get it lit. Drop my shit.
What would you do for the come up? I see a lot of niggas looking for the come up. They left a nigga down bad, I had to come up. And hustle from the night down into the sun up. I had to switch up, nigga, no I ain't mad at you. I just had to come up and look at just what that bag could do. I charged into the game cause I said I won't complain. Ain't been no sunny days, I had to get it out the rain. Look.
Back plugged in again. Alright, let's go ahead and get right into it. So yeah, the first category we're going to be looking at is, in my opinion, the weakest tier for autoing. I'm going to go ahead and give it to speed right now. We're going to go ahead and start with this Halibel. She does have a round card killer with 40 bruiser and 50 berserker and flurry, poise, all that good stuff. And overall, she's just a very good autoing character. When she has killer, which is a round card killer, she won't need guard. So a round card killers don't have melee guard, and they're the only attribute that can say that. Every other attribute has melee guarded enemies, right? So yeah, she does have weakened defense as well, which makes her incredibly useful, especially with the hybrid build. And she does have 25% normal attack damage. So overall, I think she is the best autoer for speed. And like I said, speed is probably the most lacking, category or attribute when it comes to auto characters. They don't have a character with guard break, and they don't even have a potion link character. So yeah, speed's kind of lacking right now. But I do think she's a very good autoer. Same with this Orihime. I think she could have been #1, except that she does have Soul Reaper killer, and Soul Reapers do require melee guard, right? So she does have flurry with DR. She not DR, excuse me. She has flurry with poise. She does have a cooldown reduction rate with the boost and enhancer. She does get 40% more damage to lacerated enemies, and she does have Soul Reaper killer. Her first is a range collision, so that kind of like hurts her a bit. And then her second is a boost move, which she's not going to get back very often. It's like you don't know whether to build her for cooldown or for NAD, so she can like boost optimally. I would say you can maybe build her for cooldown reduction and NAD, or kind of some type of mixture of the two. But either way, she's not going to be able to boost as effectively as she would if she is in a cooldown reduction, build. So, you have that. You could still build her just straight NAD and just take her 12 cooldown as like just cool, or just build her DR. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's pretty much that about her. She's a great character overall. Man, if she would have got guard break, she would be a tank. Oh my god. She would have elevated speed up. Like, speed would have been right up there with tech, in my personal opinion. But yeah, then we have this Parasol Aizen next, who he's a really good auto unit, like for sure. Paralysis, immunity, and he has paralysis on everything. His second is a surrounding vortex, so a walking vortex. So it goes with him as he moves. That's literally the best strong attack you want to have for an autoer. And his first is a lunge, so kid's very solid. He has 80% normal attack damage with a NAD link and Serper Killer. So if you get him an IZ with Soul Reapers, he's going to rip it down. He's going to auto pretty smoothly because of that paralysis reduction. And yeah. Moving on next to this Yoruichi. If she had a better killer, she would be much higher. I do agree. But autoers don't necessarily need to have a good killer, but it helps a lot because it's extra damage, okay? So she is going to be a 20% DR link with the spotted killer. So she does have poise, flurry with 40% berserker, with 40% bruiser and 50% berserker. And she does pass 20% normal attack damage to any soul reaper, right? So she's going to help considerably in things like guild quests and things like epic raids. She's going to be a god tier unit to have. She's going to help you clear fast, and yeah, she's going to wipe everything down. Very good damage and really good multipliers as well. The thing that slows her down the most is that killer, but with your flurry units, you don't necessarily need a good killer because they're just going to chew through mobs in 1 or 2 hits maximum. And then if they need to break guard, they'll be stuck on the enemies they need to break guard. But she's a melee unit, so there aren't as many melee guards as there are range guards. So keep that in mind. Going to Ichibe Hyusubi next, he does have a start barrier with paralysis immunity, which that's the main thing that puts him over Chad. Chad does have a booster that gets him the extra defense, but yeah, Ichibe is just, paralysis immunity with weakening on pretty much everything. That's what keeps him up here for sure. When you're autoing and you can weaken enemies, that is going to significantly wipe down the chance of you dying. The fact that you can just proc that weakening pretty much all the time. So big difference between weakening and paralysis. So yeah, Chad, Captain Killer. No one's going to have killer against him. Same with Ichibe more than likely, but he's a Soul Reaper, so never mind. Yeah, so no one's going to have killer against Chad. That's a huge advantage in things like Inheritance Zone and Extreme Carve. You don't want to be Chad Extreme Carve, I'm just saying. So yeah, melee, so not as many melee, guards as range guards. He's going to chew through most enemies. And yeah, boost with flurry, poise, and damage reduction. Pretty simple. Process on everything. Sanosuke, like I said earlier, better autoer than Lilynette in my personal opinion. But in Guild Quest support, Lilynette is going to be better because she's going to heal you and she's going to do more damage. In Guild Quest, it's not so much more about clearing mobs as it is just focusing that main boss. And there aren't many good Arrancar killers with flurry, especially not that are ranged. So if she had guard break, she would be elevated. But her nat is also very, very bad. It's like segmented into 4 pieces. So ultimately, for how every other attribute is stacked, she's kind of an add-on. But I know people would have asked where does she stack, so I wanted to go ahead and consider her. This Inosuke, like I said, a Rancor killer, 40% berserker, and healing barrier second strong attack with guard break. That's pretty much what gets him on here. The fact he's going to be a safe auto, not a fast auto. Very safe auto, especially if he has killer. And even in some like Inheritance Zone, he's going to auto it very cleanly. You definitely cannot deny that. A lot of range characters with guard break that are SP are going to pretty much get a pass. Same with the character like this Nelio right here. This Nelio, the same thing. Guard break with range, she's going to auto cleanly. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and move on to the power attribute next, which I feel is the second weakest attribute in terms of autoing characters. But you do have the goddess of power auto, Machine Society Ruruka, who is the Potion Link character, who has the best kit possible for autoing, which is a lunge, first strong attack, a walking vortex, second strong attack, and a gathering combustion third strong attack that is full screen. And top of that, weakening on everything with DR, and no one's gonna have killer against her. And yeah, man, she has a great killer as well. So best autoer for power. If she had guard break, it would massively elevate Power's auto, in my personal opinion, because she would be a Potion Link character with guard break, and she would just rip through. You could just press a button and auto with her, and whether she had killer or not. But guard break really does set the tone in terms of autoing units, so just so you guys know. Secondly, we're going to talk about the Kent Farron Ward Alternate Rebirth Nelly L2. I think she is one of the best power units. She has a recharge link. And if I'm not mistaken, she has poise, but she does not have like damage reduction, right? So she does have the exact same kit as Ruruka, except she don't have flurry. So she has a lunging first, a walking vortex second strong attack that surrounds her, on top of her unique nad string that lets her auto content extremely fast. And then her third is that same where she, casts a full screen, radius him forward, and then brings it back, blows it up, gets him right near you. You can just normal attack him down. She's going to be a very good auto, especially since she has a Ronkar killer. There's no melee Ronkar guard. So she essentially just has free reign to just, just go. Like, just go. So yeah, she's a very incredible auto in like some just raid where there's just around cars. Forget about it, okay? Weaken, the same kit as both of these two ladies up front, except he does not have a PvE killer. So in things like Inheritance Zone or Guild Quest, well, he does do his thing in Guild Quest on his 1 week, but yeah, so things like that where killer is multiplied, he is going to help only in Guild Quest, but anything else he's not going to have killer. So yeah, weakening, DR, flurry. He doesn't have any bruiser, but back in his time he don't need it. He just slicing stuff up, okay? But yeah, pretty much all you need to say about him: Captain Killer, DR, power, one of the best units in PvP still to this day because of that weakening. Weakening makes him pretty crazy. Same with all three of them. Weakening with walking vortexes, very, very, very powerful, and that's something that not all of the other attributes have, but none of them have guard break, and that's more important overall. This Yoruichi Sword per killer with a boosting strong attack. You could say that she would be over Kenny, but I'm pretty sure Kenny is going to be a safer auto with that walking vortex around him with weakening on everything. She does have a Soul Reaper killer, which is obviously, as we know, pretty much the best in the game. And yeah, man, very great character. She does have a normal attack damage link and poise with flurry. Absolutely amazing. Now we have the the other can't figure home world Nell. The canon can't figure home world Nell. The reason that I have her over units like Jugram and Granny Ginrei are because she has guard break. She has range, which means she's going to be a very, very, very safe auto. And essentially, that's what you want if you're not going to be clearing fast. She has Soul Reaper Killer, 40 Bruiser Berserker, super high magnifications, and yeah, she has guard break, so she's just going to be able to auto from a very safe distance. And if you need someone to auto Soul Reaper content and she's the best you have, she is going to auto that content. It's not going to be the fastest auto, but she's going to get it done safe, and that's pretty much all you care about. If you're at that stage of your gameplay where you just need to get it done. You don't have the time to play. You want to set up a character to do it. It's Soul Reaper content with tech enemies. Set them up and she will knock them down. But yeah, so then we're going to go ahead and talk about Jugram the balance. If this was a PvP list, then he would be like obviously like a lot higher, but it's not. It's a PvE list. So yeah, he's not going to have killer and PvE content. He does have flurry with DR, but most of his skills are lending him to be a PvP character. He does have a lunging first with the beam second strong attack and a full screen third. So his kit isn't bad for breaking guard. So I don't know how people give him so much shit with autoing, but he's going to auto pretty much like any character with flurry and not guard break. That's melee. Then we're going to have Gin right here, who, he does have a PvE killer, no berserker, or no bruiser, excuse me, but he doesn't have guard break. And with a range character, guard break slows them down much, much more. His kit isn't really the best for breaking guard either, but in things like Guild Quest, and especially, this dude is a god in epic raids. Like, his Nad string, he doesn't move. He sits in one spot and just spams. Like, you literally don't move an inch. It's incredible for epic raids. Alright, now we're getting into the thick of it. The #1 Zanbakuto creator. Now we're actually getting into some good stuff. Talking about tech auto units. And I think tech auto is pretty much the third best in the game right now. You got Oetu holding it down. He can pretty much auto anything you throw at him. Soul Reaper Killer, Recharge Link, Walking Vortex on top of his boost. And his lunge is amazing. Like if you use him hybrid, like if you run him to auto with like a hybrid build, his first strong attack is going to clear a wave every single time. His third is super quick too, very drippy, man. That guard break makes him incredible, and he has the insta kill chance on the soul bomb, which makes him very good. This Kukaku, very very great unit. She has a kit that makes you think like, oh man, if we ever got a guard break item, she'd be insane, because her second strong attack is an 800 radius. So she basically has like the best second strong attack that you can essentially have, like, without her having havoc. So yeah, if there was like a guard break item, she would be absolutely insane. She has burn on everything, 30 berserker with 20 bruiser, and she does have an wrong card killer. So she's not going to need guard while she has her killer only. And things like inheritance zone, of course, they're double killers, right? But yeah, while she's just doing straight around card stuff, she is going to absolutely rip it down. She has 3 flash steps too. So on stuff like Epic Rage, she's going to be very, very good. And of course, she does have poise, as I said, with DR. And yeah, lunging first, 800 radius, distant, second strong attack, and a full screen third. I mean, she's very, very, very good. Very good. Then we have Hiyori next, who she does have Hollow Killer with the Nad Link. And her second is a Plant Vortex, which definitely definitely isn't good. But, in some cases it's good for like guild quests, which is very, very, slim. Anywhere else you want a walking vortex or even a moving vortex. Hell, Plant Vortex is just kind of clunky and old, but it does have its places, and there are times where she won't need to guard break any items or any enemies in like 2 waves if you can plan it right. Weakened defense makes her really, really incredible, and the fact that her first is a lunge, I think you gotta give it to her over Slowkin. I meant Potkin. Being a flurry character and having a beam first strong attack really does. It's not the best. Like I'm telling you, it's not the best. On top of having a Plant Vortex second, it's just super, 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 super clunky. And like I said, weakened defense makes her really, really good in things like a hybrid build. But overall, like I said, I do think she gets it over Potkin. I'm sorry, And her third is a bit better for autoing. Distant 970 is really good for autoing, because with the full screen, as soon as you get one enemy in your window, they'll just drop it. And that's a lot of enemies that you can't guard break. Whereas a distant third, you're going to drop it in front of you, and you're at least going to guard break everybody in that first wave. So that's essentially how it goes with her. Next, we have Potkin, and of course, I know that he is an IZ Potion Link. So if you want to say, oh, but he's an IZ Potion Link. Okay, yeah, but you got units like Kisuke and Raruka who are way better than him with autoing. It is almost impossible to set up a Potkin, a team of Potkins to just auto inheritance zone, especially in co-op. He don't have no weekend. His kit, he has a beam first, so he's not going to break guards up close. He's going to be wasting his first in most cases, and it's going to really slow you down. His second is a Planting Vortex, same as Hiyori, which can be good in some places. It definitely can be good, but in most cases it's not. You always want a Walking Vortex. That's just with some type of status ailment. If you have a Vortex that doesn't have no status element, it doesn't really help. Now, I will say, Kenny does have paralysis immunity, which that is incredible. That's very good. I think, if he didn't have that, he would be, I don't know, man, because he does have killer, right? He has a round card killer, so, that's pretty solid. But, yeah, overall, man, he's just a very, very, very slow autoer, and, I don't know, man. I mean, he's solid at doing his job, but when it's all said and done, he's very underwhelming to play with, and to just watch him auto, it's very tiring. Moving on to Askanak Levar, who once again is one of those units who he has a beam first strong attack, and I think really Yamamoto could be ahead of him. Except, Askin does have that debuff ability with the insta kill chance on his soul bomb. So all in all, you don't really need killer in every case for your you don't always need killer in every case for your auto characters, but it is extremely good to have. But Aston is really good overall, and he does have poison on everything. That helps him auto too. And yeah, pretty much same with Yamamoto. He's not gonna have killer pretty much anywhere, just like Askin. He does have that burn on everything. He does not have a bruiser, unlike Askin and Kenpachi. So keep that in mind. But overall, man, he's just very solid autoer. He's a melee unit, so not too many melee guards. And he's just going to get you straight through. Uryu, very solid autoer. Not the fastest autoer, but he definitely does need his credit and to be touted as a good autoer. 40 Bruiser Berserker with Frenzy, Guard Break, and he has actual status reversal. So if he gets afflicted by any status ailment, he's going to reverse it and he's going to heal. So he's going to put it on the person that afflicted an ailment on him, and he's going to heal. He can still be burnt though if you just walk in burn patches. That's kind of awkward, but overall, man, very good autoer. And you can't deny he is ranged, but he has a guard break. So he nullifies that, kicks it in the bud. His kit, however, range collision first and range collision second. It's going to really get you a slow auto, but it's going to keep enemies away from him. So keep that in mind, but he is a great autoer overall. Now into the thick of it. Now into our mind unit, who, man, this Kisuke he's a dream. He really, really, really elevates mine. If Kisuke wasn't here, and you can say that for if any character has Flurry and Guard Break, they're going to be God tier autoer, and they're going to massively elevate their attribute for autoing, because you can just use Kisuke to auto anything, as well as Inheritance Zone. He has Flurry with an incredible Bruiser, a nice Berserker as well, and a Rancor Killer with a Potion Link. He has a shield second strong attack, so it's going to keep him protected. That helps him in stuff like Inheritance Zone. It helps keep him protected. Flurry on top of ranged and the best type of nurturing that you can have. Absolutely shreds content. He is the best autoer for mind, and there's no autoer in the game that is more worth value than this character right here. So he gives you more link slot potions, and he can auto IZ co-op straight out with no issues. We're going to talk about this Shusuke. I'm a guy who, he doesn't have killer, but if you look, mine definitely does fall off considerably after Kisuke, because you don't have anybody that has an Rancor killer that's, NAD, you know what I mean? A Rancor killer is the best to not have guard break, because when you have killer, you can just kind of eat through it. But I'm a guy has a really, really good kit. His kit makes you want to use him as a hybrid or an SP character, especially because of his second strong attack. And he has Captain Killer, burn on everything, but he does pass 20% more normal attack damage to any Mind Soul Reaper. So very good that he has that ability. And overall, just a very solid autoer. Now we're gonna go ahead and move on to this 1000-Year Blood War Akita, who is overall a very solid auto unit. I mean, weakening on everything, 30 Bruiser, very solid, 40 Berserker, and he has Last Ditch as well, with Poise, of course. And pretty much everybody has Sprinter. There's no one on this list that doesn't have Sprinter, by the way, so don't really feel like I need to say that. He does have Debilitator as well. The thing that holds him back is that he's ranged and he's a hollow killer. So hollows have a lot of range guard, just like every other enemy type. So when it all comes down to it, enemies that don't have guard, he's going to shred them in one blow of his sword. And when he doesn't have, when they have guard on him, he's going to struggle, but he's still going to auto cleanly. He's going to weaken them, so they're not going to be able to damage him like that. And man, overall, very solid unit, very good autoer. His first is a shave attack, and You don't really like those. The second is a range collision, melee collision split. Same with like Tokinada and like, Uryu and all them. So, very similar kit to a lot of autoers, but at the end of the day, no guard break. Like, if this guy had guard break, dude, mine would be probably the best tier for autoing, okay? But yeah, next let's talk about Kirio Hikifune. Sorry per killer mind. She doesn't have guard break, which slows her down. She does have a boost and a heal, second strong attack. Her first is a shave attack, and her third is a distant 970. So that is a lot better for autoing. And she is going to have killer and stuff like IZ and things like that. But when it's all said and done, being a sword per killer with no guard break, it's gonna slow you down, because at least 1/3 of the enemies have guard. You're gonna kill a lot of the enemies in one hit, but the ones you have guard against, you're gonna be slowed down with her. And her first is a range collision, so it's gonna push enemies back. It's not good for breaking like more than one wave at a time with like guard. So two things that could have saved Kirio are guard break and staying in her sexy form when she boosted. Okay, K-Lab, you dropped the ball on that, baby. You dropped the ball. Then we're going to talk about Noitora. Same as pretty much everybody on the list. Poise, Flurry, and DR, as most of these units do have. And yeah, he's not going to have Killer, Captain Killer. He's not going to have Killer in pretty much anything except his week in Guild Quest. And maybe the boss and Inheritance Zone. But as we all know, your Flurry characters don't always need Killer. Paralysis on everything with an enhanced boost and a transformation mechanic on that thing as well, giving him additional defense, focus, and attack. Vassal Lord Ichigo, he does have built-in Last Ditch, and he does get 20% DR against captains, which like, that's such a bad skill. It's such a horrible skill, like literally. So yeah, but he does have Last Ditch, Flurry, very quick Nad String. I think if you have dupes in him, build him as a hybrid, double lunge kit, full screen third. Gonna have a good time with Captain Killer. This Sajin, bro, people ain't seen him or heard of him in so damn long, bro. One of the best soul bombs in the game in the earlier portions. Flurry, normal attack damage. He doesn't have any bruiser or any type of immunities or anything like that. But overall, man, a very great auto where he's melee, so he's just gonna chew through content. In most cases, most times they're not gonna guard against him like most of these other people on here that are melee. But yeah, man, overall a spotter killer kind of killed him. But yeah, Sajin is a solid unit. Build him for DR. Same with pretty much any other unit, and you're gonna be good to go. All right, now we're to the absolute cream of the crop, and like, we all knew that Heart was going to be last. Like, we all know, okay? Heart has Grimmjow, Tokinada, and Soifon. Like, literally, Soifon's the best autoer in the game without guard break. Like, right? Then you got 2 guard break, 1 range, and 1 melee. Like, dude, Heart is busted for auto. Like, I'm pretty sure y'all saw that coming. But yeah, of course, you got Tokinada at number 1. One of the most versatile units in the entire game. The best killer overall. He's a neutral attribute and guard break with Flurry, on top of a boost with the transformation mechanic and a very great kit and refilling strong attacks. Like, all those things on top of his Nad string make him incredibly busted. The thing that you guys should know though is that Grimmjow 100% autos faster than Tokinada. And I'm talking about like 10 to 17 seconds no matter what content you do. I can guarantee you, test it any way you want to, Grimmjow autos faster than Tokinada. The main reason that is because of how ranged AI is. They stay far back and they just target one enemy and just slash. Whereas a melee character just gets close and one nad hit is gonna kill 3 people at a time. So he's just gonna get up close, wham. He just killed 5 people in 2 swings versus someone who's ranged. They're doing you know, they might hit 1.5 people in their Nad string most times. You know, 3 if you're using them manually. But you know, that's really what it all comes down to is the AI with range and melee. So it's not saying, oh, you know, Grimjow is better than Tokinata. It's just that Grimjow auto is faster, and if you want auto speed, Grimjow is faster. Okay, he does have guard break as well as a bruiser, same as Tokinata. Tokinata does have 5% more bruiser because he's a 25% Nad link. But Grimjaw has more damage reduction. He also has a Zeta Pill skill, so he's going to hit enemies that are underground. And Sorry per Killer, same as Tokinata. I really wish Grimjaw would have been like an attribute like speed or power. And I feel like that would be very, very great. But he's great where he is. It just sucks that they have to compete hand in hand, you know? But yeah, Grimjaw is an amazing unit and a great autoer. This manga Soy Phone, one of the funnest auto units to play. Like, you know, when she has killer, when it's a round card killer stuff, she is the fastest autoer to use on manual in the game. Aside from this Yoruichi, but you know, she don't really have flurry. But in most cases, this Soy Phone is going to be the fastest autoer that you can actually play for yourself. You know what I mean? She has 4 flash steps with long reach, which is incredible. A transforming walking vortex, second strong attack with the full screen third and a lunging first. Absolutely perfect kit for any type of auto that you want. The only thing that could have made her better was if she had like weakening. Woo! If she would have had weakening, ooh, it would have been heat. But yeah, man, a great character overall and one of the best autoers that we have in the game. Yami, yeah, like he's a good autoer. Like he is a great autoer. He has Hollow Killer. He's a Nad Link with Flurry and Poise. So he is going to be very good. Burn on everything with burn immunity, if I'm not mistaken. So that is very, very good for him. His strong attacks don't really allow him to break guard the best because he has 2 different things of melee collision, of range collision. But overall, he's still a very great auto unit. He will have killer if you want to set him up to auto. He's going to beat up the raid, man. Just do it. Epic raid. He's going to be a great character to use. He has a really big Nad string. Like he has a very great AoE, but it's because of his character model is so huge. If he had a small Nad string, it would look very weird. So overall, he's going to chew through content except the enemies that guard against him, and he's going to struggle. But just like any other Nad unit without guard break, he's going to get through it eventually. Same thing with Unohana Yachiru, one of the best kits for autoing. Heart for so long has been the best for autoing, and that's literally never changed. You could put Yachiru over him because the fact that she has a lunging heal second strong attack and a lunging first strong attack, and she has a heal on her soul bomb with a chance to insta kill. But just for the fact that he's going to have killer, and that's going to get him extra damage and things like inheritance zone, he's going to auto faster while, you know, they're both competing, right? While he has killer and she has killer, he's going to auto faster. So, but yeah, Yachiru is a very amazing auto unit, holding it down for the longest time. Captain Killer, very buttery, wavy, smooth Nad string, very flowy kit being double lunge, and full screen third with a very, very pleasing aesthetic. Just a very great character to just watch her auto, just watch her work. It looks, it's just fun. I don't know. I like watching some characters auto. You know, I like watching Toki, Grim, Soy Phone auto. Same with Yachiru. And now we have the resurrected Halloween Yoruichi. She did just get her resurrection. That gave her 60 bruiser on top of her 25% normal attack damage link. And she's going to be pretty good to build as a hybrid as well. She does have long stride, which just makes her a treat to play. If you get her like max transcended, oh my god, it would be such a treat. But yeah, man, a max transcended Nad long stride character, it was, oh my god, if you got a max transcended Yoruichi, like, let me know, okay? I want to try her out. But yeah, she does have a walking vortex for her second strong attack, a lunging first. Her third is 900 radius, and she does have a okay berserker and bruiser combo. I feel like they could have gave her 80 bruiser, and 50 Berserker. That would have been really good, but you know, she's solid where she is. She's a very great autoer. Definitely bumped up now with her new resurrection. This Kita, he's a ranged auto without guard break, so he's going to really suffer when he has killer. A lot of hollows have ranged guard, but overall he does have a healing second strong attack, but he can't break guard with it because it's a melee affiliated attack. So overall he's not going to be able to break guard very efficiently, but he's going to be able to get through it pretty safely while healing himself, while keeping himself and the party alive. Things like Epic Raid and Guild Quest, he's going to be a very solid choice. And overall, man, I think he definitely deserves a spot right here. That has been a list. I really do hope you guys enjoyed. And like I said, for part 3, we're going to round up the best NAD and autoers, and we're going to talk about them just in a quick scaling comparison. Any slight changes or adjustments that I need to make to the SP character list or to the NAD character list, I'll make them in that last day. And the last video should be, let's say, about 20 minutes versus like the 30 plus minutes with this one. But until next time, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love y'all. I'm out.
On the sunny days, tell myself I'll make a way. All them people done doubted me.